Hey everybody, welcome to Stream. I'm Teo, and today we're going to be playing some Genshin Impact, which means hopefully finishing Fontaine. You'll notice, unlike normal, I have this screen up. That's because I'm stuck in the cutscene forever. Hey Fusion, hey Wolf, great to see you guys. So that's the way that is. Hey Mecha. So this will probably be a lore-heavy stream, you know, the kinds we take really seriously.
Ladies and gentlemen, this could now, without further ado.
Let's scoot on ahead to where we were last night.
May I interpret these words? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your...
You would draw your I see.
Come on.
It seems like you
It's gonna take so long to get back to where we were. Yeah, very serious indeed. Yeah. It's a shame we have to restart from the beginning and not from where we were.
Believe it.
Well, also, I wasn't about to blast through all of it in my own time without you guys, you know? It's like defeats the whole purpose of me streaming my first time playing this game.
I'm sorry. You are not.
Fontaine lore, let's go! Hey M4. We're skipping ahead to the part that we were at last night, because we got stuck in this for a while, so I had to end stream in the middle of it.
Mark my word.
Upside Chloride is here? Yeah, absolutely.
One of the most exhilarating and brilliant
well, because like last night we got stuck and I was like, I'm just gonna dip. And so I had to turn off the game.
Why does it feel like
and because of that, loading it back up, I'm just stuck at the beginning of the scene.
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Can't wait for their exploration as a trick. Oh yeah?
That.
I think that's about where we stopped, was right whenever Navia was beginning to explain stuff. You want to showcase Fusion's Ayaka?
Also,
tell me about it. Is it why? Just how much nuts? Oh wait, yeah, I think I've reviewed it.
I can go over the tasks.
Navia, the president.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this
this
morning,
part
they changed into playing. The people's resentment against their Archon has, moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, so we arranged for a second group.
So you mean the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box.
Yeah, this
so
is
you
the part where we
personally
stopped
participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontainian history.
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese,
does he have an
the
underground
volume
road
of the
from that
box
place
was
to here?
increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Aranias.
Massive lore
Its
drops in the
cargo,
finale,
of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
You're welcome?
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Then, I can guess Nervillette and Cloran's parts.
Imagine if a real-life trial this happened. That would go to mistrial so fast, dog. Like, that's... You're gone. You're the top 4%. No way. Congrats.
Made sure that the
were you there the night that I got
immediately ready for a fight?
Her bow?
As soon as I appeared on the stage,
I got her bow
the
by
trial
accident.
may commence without a hitch.
But the judge and jury are biased. Yeah, the judge and jury did it.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Cloran, I must commend you for your courage.
And the executioner has never been seen.
Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
And Skyward Harp. Oh, is
As
that what she
for
likes?
you,
Oh, you mean
traveler,
Anna got one?
I
That's a
suppose
different
your
account,
role
though.
was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson.
Poisson.
You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
Oh?
Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance. It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
Madam Prosecutor,
You love
please
Farina
allow
in
me
this
to pass
trial?
this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give
What
us
are we
a gift.
even trying her for?
So she's here too. Hey,
Excellent
Charlotte.
question.
Yeah, wait, what are we trying this lady for at all?
Let Paimon see. Isn't this the exclusive interview that she did with us before? So she's already finished it, huh? Wait. Then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine.
You're trolling her for not protecting
So in
the
other
people of
words,
Fontaine and
we
being
can
a bad
refer to this
archon?
anthology of evidence every time we want to use. Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just
I
think of it as
guess.
a refresher, alright?
I don't know, that
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very
That feels
first
like
duel
not a
you took part in
legitimate,
at the Opera
like-
House.
accusation at all. Crimes against
The
pastries.
prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, come
This is a
on,
game.
you
I know it's a
nerdyheads.
game, but,
There's
like,
no need to repeat all
their
the
story
unimportant
beats are
legalese.
poor.
Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses.
Justice in Fontaine is
As
not
the
justice. That is a good
defendant
point.
And the lead actress of this performance.
But that doesn't mean I have to like
I
it.
still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all of this. Of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
That's true, but my charge here is unrelated
No
to
way
your
she
conduct
spoke.
as an Archon. Instead,
Just
I would
us.
like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first
Hey,
place.
there we go. Now we have a
Wait.
trial.
What was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
There we go. That's an accusation.
I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
We're
Charge
trying her for being a
accepted.
bad archon. A really bad archon. That she's not an archon at all.
Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge? Lady Farina,
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty?
And yeah, you were close
There is
before.
no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Farina right now, yeah.
Even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Farina can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a huge claim?
I have cause
You're
to
back for
believe that
harassment,
common
the
sense
encore round.
will
Hey,
prevail
Leafy.
in this case.
We're watching a movie
Many
today.
of the members
not,
of the audience
really,
have
but
known
that's
me as the
basically
Hydro
what it is.
Archon ever since they were born.
We're accusing
There
a
would
god
be
of
no
being a
fooling
phony
their memory.
and not a god at all.
See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld? If you wish
Oh,
to
gosh,
drop the case,
Leafy.
I can promise you as the god of justice.
Kinda,
that
not
you will
quite.
not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives. What do you say to that?
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? We have to not only refute Farina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon,
5'10", 5'11",
then what
somewhere around
manner
there.
of being do
I really
you
don't
think
know,
I
because
am?
every time I've measured it, it's been like
And
an
if
inch
I
different.
was not the Archon,
You think I'm
then
5'9"?
how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
Yeah, I am in fact the little spoon. You were close, yeah, I
That
bet.
doesn't sound right. Paimon doesn't think this
You're a ladle.
compelling evidence to build our case.
The biggest of spoons!
Behold the ladle.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race.
It makes so
which
much
would
sense.
allow
Oh,
you to
jeez.
naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's...
A curse. I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble
Yeah,
the
Finch
type
and I
of
haven't
curse.
actually measured our
But
height
in
in
light
a
of this
long
claim,
time. I'm
perhaps
just
what I
pretty
sensed
sure
was
they're
not
6
your
foot. I'm pretty
divinity,
sure I'm 5'11".
a curse after all.
Never sensed it too, huh?
Yeah, we know there's an inch difference.
Lady Farina is actually
Finch
human?
looks 6 foot, yeah.
Well, it is
Hey,
true
Matt.
that it's
Great to see
extremely
ya.
difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Yep, we're doing big lore.
Well, don't start celebrating too
Just
early
perfect for you,
now.
Matt.
Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being?
Indeed we have.
Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods.
The
For
framing of that video
centuries,
also made Tayo
manifestations
look
of
super
my
small.
authority
Yeah,
have
yeah.
served the nation of Fontaine.
It's also like, I
One
wear
need
baggy
only
clothes
to turn their
and
eyes
sit
towards
like
the
this,
Oratrice
like,
Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very
and I'm
opera
fat,
house.
so
Or consider the endomydium
Finch
that
is
is
skinny,
used in
so it
every
makes a big
aspect
difference.
of life.
Lower mat attack, yeah. Chad's conviction.
You tried to reference the Oratrice. But weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the
Thank you,
Oratrice
Goofy,
declared
I
Child to
appreciate
be
it.
guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should
Throw her in
have
the
come up with a
primordial
good
sea, oh
explanation for
no.
that by now.
Dad bought his rad
Didn't I
bot,
make
oh my
myself
gosh.
clear at the time?
I'm
The
good cop,
decisions
and
of
I'm
the
rad
gods are
cop.
naturally difficult
Let's go
for humans
smoke
to
weed.
comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon,
Dad, what
you're
a
also
rat
first
bot.
and foremost the defendant in this
That's
trial.
Finch and I.
You will
I'm
prove
Dad
yourself
bot
unable
and
to
they're
defend
rat
against the
bot.
prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital
His eyeliner
information
is
against the
fantastic.
rules of the court.
Facts.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against
Her
me.
eyeliner makes me uncomfortable
That
because
was
she
no
has like
trick of rhetoric, Lady Farina. I've
hunks
merely
of mascara
reiterated
at the
the
end of her
rules of the court.
eyelashes.
Rules that all should respect and follow.
Swamp blossom and tree noodle. Don't say
So,
that.
you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real Hydro Archon.
The global
Well,
represents
now
super
you're
clear
really
right now.
losing me.
Oh
It
yeah,
is
that's probably
true
what
that
it
I
is.
did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day. But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an archon?
I hate Farina's, like,
If that poses
excuses.
a
I
concern,
hate them.
I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
You don't need to go that far.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon?
Oh
Or
no.
is it that you can't
The
even
Ford
wield the
F-250
power of
commercial.
Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted
New
the
second
people's
for the stream.
faith
How
in
many
justice
bottles of water
into
does Teo crush being
Indemnitium.
thirsty over
Thus
new?
did
Oh
I
no,
give up all
no.
of my
That's not
divine
why I
power to
know.
provide everyone
I
with
just need to be
energy for their
hydrated,
daily
please.
lives. Have you
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
It seems
So
like
you don't
nobody's
deny my
buying
third?
Farina's
No, I
excuse.
don't.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar. I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Shouldn't you want to believe in me? Please,
How dare you
you've
guys?
got to believe me.
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us?
Where's Lainey? Oh, that's a
And
good
all of our
question. I haven't
parents
seen
and
Lainey in a while.
grandparents too, and then all of our ancestors, ever since they were born.
Enough. That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is?
It's me.
If you
It's
have
Paimon.
no evidence of another
Paimon's the real
Archon's
Hydro Archon.
existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm
You would
not
lose your mind if
actually the
Paimon
real
was the
deal?
Hydro Archon.
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we refute her now? Seems like she really doesn't want to give up. That
Oh
doesn't
my
sound right.
gosh, Leafy.
Doesn't think this
The only
could be
Hydro
used
Archon
as
Paimon is going to be is when I push her down a toilet. It's Poisson. Oh yeah? I don't see Poisson up here. Sure, we'll do this one. Splash her with water. Actually, that's what I was thinking.
That all Fontainians can dissolve
Is like,
in water from the
why don't we
primordial
just do that?
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Drink this deadly
Miss
poison.
Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to
Leave
proper
you splash. It
procedure.
was highly effective. Leave you splash and they
Super sorry,
freaking
Mr.
melted
Chief
to
Justice.
death.
I swear
Oh,
this
for
really
reference,
will be the
Leafly.
last time that I'll
Primordial
speak out of turn.
seawater, whenever it touches the people from Fate
I brought
France,
some
they
seawater from
melt.
Poisson. As
Like,
everyone
they
knows,
turn
a
into
massive
water.
flood struck the area not long ago, taking many lives, including those of some of my closest
It's brutal.
friends.
They showed it on screen once.
So,
It's very
Miss Farina,
scary.
Would you dare to touch some of this seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this
Yeah,
seawater would
it's-
have no
it's a
effect on
nightmare.
you. All it should do is strengthen your case. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse.
Nah, it's
Oh, and I
fine. You
must
think so?
remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently. and
Paimon
choose
is
the
not
simpler
from
path
Fake
of admitting
France, so
guilt.
she'll be fine.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula.
There's a bit of lag on your
Spina
side.
has governed Poisson for many
Easy.
years. I guess her suggestion is
You're out
valid.
of time of your response. Oh, I'm sorry.
If
It's probably
Lady
just an
Farina is
internet
indeed
connection
just a
problem.
human, she's probably Fontainian like all the rest of us.
Prove herself
She
or die.
really did
Classic
try.
witch hunt. You're assuming the seawater is highly acidic? No, it's just highly magical and horrible.
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline
She shall
participation.
dissolve. Matt, relax. Yeah, only French
Well, of
people
course
dissolve
you had
in
to
this
tell her
water.
that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
This still doesn't dissuade you from
She's
dunking
just
the rat.
staring at the water without saying a single word. It really does seem
The
like
water's
she's
just
quite
old.
terrified of it. That could only mean...
What's going on?
Glad you're not
Is
French.
she really planning to... that's not what we thought she would...
Oh no,
Due to the
that's true.
inherent
Any
risk of
water in the
catastrophe
lungs is
for-
deadly water.
You may.
Hey!
What would we do if we found out she was actually the Hydro Archon, though?
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved! Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon! I'm nothing like a normal human who would fall apart as soon as they touch this water! Really? Was this not the most obvious thing in the world?
Miss Siegewin? If you're present, Miss Siegewin, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Siege, Win? Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds.
Behold, a dwarf.
Let
It's
me
not as
see.
strong.
That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss Siegewin.
She's got
As
major
everyone
commitment. Yeah,
doubtlessly saw,
facts.
Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Thank
She
you,
got
Miss
anxiety,
Siegewin.
yeah.
Lady Farina, you may return to the defendant's stand.
When Siegewin's gonna become playable?
What did she just say?
Yeah, it is wild that we're
Get
gonna get her as a
dissolved.
playable character.
Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson.
Poisson.
However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur,
The Echo is
I
back?
don't want anyone else to lose their
Oh,
life
Poisson.
to the sea.
Right, yeah, of course.
So out of regard for Farina's life, you secured
Wonder if there's a way to
low
say
concentration
Paimon like
sample
that.
and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Farina could have...
I can't believe you. Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. What happened just now didn't prove a single thing. Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater? Also, if I was really
You
just
think she
a
gives you
human,
pick me
why
vibes,
would
really?
I dare to just put
Matt,
my
I
hand
swear.
in that kind of water?
Matt, super pumped to watch someone go insane and die. I love her eyeliner.
Please, everyone, anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really
She's not
am
like
your
other
Archon.
humans. Matt, relax. Oh. This is sad.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
With all the things that
The
have been
false god shall fall.
Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Farina to win.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
Oh, he's gonna say the funny line. Nuvelet's gonna say the funny line. The true ruler of Hydro. Uh-oh, something's happening. Hello? Hey, you good, dog?
In my capacity as Chief Justice,
yes, the funny
I
line.
shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is guilty.
Aw, he didn't say the funny line. He didn't say the Oratrice line. Oh, he will? Good, good, good. Oh, this is sad.
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
Good. That's what I was waiting for.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Farina is...
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
No. The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Nuvelet's just surprised.
Isn't that correct then?
That was a whole lot of syllables, yeah, for real.
However, the exact wording of the
Matt,
verdict
I
is
swear.
thus. The Hydro Archon, guilty, to be punished via the death sentence.
Hey, yo.
The death sentence?
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court, and it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice?
She trusted
What an
Teo.
unexpected
Where's the
twist.
funny line?
Death by the Oratrice?
That's me.
We just wanted to
It's
use
me,
the trial to show
the
her
monkey.
the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this quickly?
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
I did say the Hydro Archon and
She
not
wasn't sentenced
Farina.
to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
Yeah, exactly. The machine called her
Not
that.
only
which
is
I think
Farina's
that means the
sentence overly
sentence is for someone else.
The very point of our trial today was also to prove that Farina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon.
Any guesses? I know it's
What
another
does
person.
this mean?
I don't know who. I have a feeling that they're like inside of her or something. Like a personality
Excuse me, if I may interrupt.
It's Fremine.
Is the trial still going?
Fremine!
It's Carmen
Finally made
Sandiego.
it. I assume this
Farina's
means
having a
you've
panic
completed
attack
your
and is
mission?
falling apart. Teo, where's my funny line?
The mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
Where's the Oratrice? I'm here to dab.
Is that the first
I'm gonna
prophecy
test the
slate?
lag on your side if you don't mind. Depends on what you have to do. Sure, I don't mind.
Huh. So the knave privately arranged
But yeah,
for
if you have to dip
Fremine
out and come
try
back, go
and
for
find
it.
the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water. But has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come too late?
When he melt,
no.
because the primordial sea and
Father
just
will
the
be
ocean are not the
disappointed in
same. The primordial sea is water
Thank
that
you
will
for your
randomly
hard work,
pop up
Mr.
in
Femine.
stretches of the ocean.
Please allow me to
So
review the
long as he
record
can
left on
avoid
the
it, it's
slate.
okay. Womp womp.
Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates. We'd like you to come here and confirm their contents.
Huh? So what do you see? What is it?
But good question, Leafy. Huh.
I believe I have now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Read this as soon as you see it, and I'll count the seconds till you see
Isn't
it.
the Hydro Archon just guilty of
What?
deceiving her people?
Fusion left a message, and I wanted to
no,
give
that's
Oh, yeah, that was Finch yelling, reading it as soon as they saw it. I'm slow to read the chat, so that might be my fault.
Do you mean the real Hydro Archon?
Appreciate that when you explain things, you look into the camera, it makes it feel like you're actually harassing you in person again.
Everything that you've encountered
Anytime,
in Fontaine
buddy.
up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates. Paimon will do her best to help you remember.
Time to solve France. It's 2 to 3 second delay for you. Okay. And again, it has a lot to do with me not looking at the chat enough because I'm reading the words on the screen too. Am I using OBS? Yeah, I am. Yeah, 2 to 3 seconds is kind of unavoidable. It's the best I can really do. You're in the same room and it's a 2-second delay? Yeah, exactly.
It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power.
You're actually tempting me to pay attention to the game. Oh, is your OBS trash? If you ever want advice on it, talk to me. I might can help you out. Yeah, I am trying to pay attention to the game. I do my best. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm trying to pay attention to the game. Also, what am I doing?
You're assembling the order of the prophecy.
Fontanians are transformed Oceanians?
40 seconds, jeez.
Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that.
Waiting fiendish delight for you to see what
To humans, then perhaps this process can be reversed as well. The second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them.
It very indeed is. It disconnects your stream for no reason. Oh man, that's weird.
This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing?
Yeah, it's usually bad Wi-Fi for me as my OBS.
The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people.
Leafy, I swear. The heavenly principles brought down judgment to the whole of Fontaine. Oh gosh. Frick you, Automod. Oh, what did the Automod do now? No more lesbians?
Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else? Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on.
It's your Wi-Fi router? Oh, bummer. Do you... No, don't say circumcised. Why is circumcised not... Why is that word available but lesbian isn't? Why? I'm not... What the... I'm so upset.
We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But after that incident, it was just a question of when and not if.
Okay.
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontanians can be dissolved in
The Les shall not exist on Twitch. Yeah, the Automod is correct.
The Hydro Archon used her
Wait,
power
is the
to turn
Traveler talking right now?
into humans. This might be the reason
No
that
way.
Fontanians can dissolve.
Ah, so they used to be oceanids, and the water makes them oceanids again. The sky and the Hydro are going to be working together with the heavens. So, okay, interesting.
Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before. The true sin of the Hydro Archon that Nebulet mentioned, and the original sin
We do gotta
passed
change
down on
the subject,
people
what
of
the
Fontaine by
heck?
Celestia, as recorded on the stone slates.
You can say shit, but you can't say burn. Wait, you can say burn? Oh, nice. In fuego. What is... Chat, what the frick? What's going on? It's a 3...
I've lost track.
What is happening? Okay, this is the third slate. It shows the Hydro Archon singing in the sea surrounded by many people. This.
It's not
Man,
as
I'm on a
simple
roll.
as falling into the sea. When the stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon in the sea. Could that be alluding to the same thing?
Go burn it? That is unacceptable? It's just go and burn. What? You've been smacked for talking about the autism gays and and sex, and it covers most of the basis for normal hate speech. Well, that's good, I suppose. Anima just has the most random stuff it wants you to not say.
Prophecy from the stone slates found its way into
That's
society.
ridiculous.
But not many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontainians to dissolve. It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy may come true. If we hadn't dealt with it
You
in
thought
time,
Paimon was our voice?
things could
Nope.
have gone
She's
very
got one
badly.
too. Actually, I really like the Traveler's voice too.
They'll dissolve into
It's
the
a good
primordial
voice.
sea, but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater, converge, and take the form of an oceanid.
Why would you pronounce it like that? It has ocean in the
Hydro
word.
Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins. And she
No,
nearly
everybody in the
dissolved.
game says
She was
oceanid for
surrounded
some
by the
reason,
people
which
of
is super
Poisson
annoying.
in a court within her consciousness.
Poisson.
And was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay.
You haven't noticed? Well, they don't say
Primordial
oceanid a
sea at the
lot.
fortress of Meropide was the
Genshin
surest
anime's
sign
coming
that the prophecy
soon?
was
Oh
about to
yeah?
come to pass no matter what.
Poggers indeed, my
The stone
fellow
slate's
kids.
content can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truths should come to light.
Look at me, I got all the lore right. That's a first.
That's how you can
Poggers
make
throws you
sense
off
of
because
it.
you remember Pogs and the two are completely unrelated. Yeah.
Feels like we're going to have to
I
share
had
some
Pogs as a
truly
kid
shocking
because my older
revelations.
brother had them. You don't know what a Pog is?
Nope.
What?
Might have been a South thing.
No, it's an old thing.
I am older than you.
I know,
Winnie,
but
did you
I
hear
was
that?
given. It was given to me by an older person.
Okay.
Not real humans.
Actually,
All Fontainians were originally created by the
what's the
late
word?
previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as
chat
their
check.
basis.
Who knows what a Pog is?
The
The toy,
evidence for
a
that can
Pog.
be found in how only Fontainians
Besides
could
Leafy
dissolve
and
in
I.
primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vache dissolved were also turned into Oceanids. Oh, and according to Navia, when she
For
was about
reference,
to get
they're
dissolved,
basically big coins, and you play a game with them by like throwing them into the like. It's a whole thing. You're big fended on a mortal level, yeah.
Indeed.
They're basically doubloons with a launcher.
follows from the content of the
Yeah.
first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratries judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient
Teo's
sin.
old. No, I just have an older brother.
Hydro Archon's
And he had
true
Pogs,
sin
and he was like, "Here you go, kid."
was creating us?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro
Yeah, you had to take the
Archon's
step.
creations
Yeah, I
have
haven't
turned
actually
around
played
and tried
with
to
them
judge the Archon within the opera
since I was like
Epic
10, maybe. So I don't remember it
Just like
super
when
well.
Navia fell into the sea?
You're one of the oldest siblings. Yeah, that makes sense.
So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate? In the end, the people will
So
all
much
be
lore. Yeah,
dissolved
this is
into
a
the
lot.
waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on
You
her
were in
throne.
middle school.
Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away. Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information using a different power
You think we're gonna
source.
have another Dane's List
When we were
quest
at the
at
ruins,
4.7?
I
Ooh.
tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at
Matt,
the time,
relax.
I was unable to come to a full
Oh,
conclusion.
4.6 is gonna have a
Now that the
Arlecchino
slate
request.
collection
That's
is
cool.
complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative
No,
recorded
don't kill
within.
everyone in France. Last
If
time
everything
someone tried
goes
to do
well,
that, it was a big
We
deal.
should finally be informed of the unadulterated truth.
You unlocked the deep memory. Oh, of the Pogs, yeah.
Well,
the French hate themselves. They'll eventually implode. Oh, jeez.
I believe I should share this truth not
They do
only with
implode
you,
every time they don't
but
have
with
bread.
all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you.
Finding out that their Transformer Oceanids is nuts. Kinda. I don't care that much, I'll be real.
Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontainians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land.
Look at just playing.
The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, wishing to have those experiences for themselves,
so if it was
expressed
to
to
be
the
flooded,
Hydro
it would
Archon
flood
the
the other
desire
lands.
to
Oh,
become of a
yikes.
similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of
Galacticus? I
life,
don't know that reference.
the Hydro Archon,
They
as
are
one
cute,
of the
though.
seven, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater
French
into the
Revolution
Oceanid's
Cooper.
blood vessels,
Extremely
creating
poisonous, but
humanoid
adorable sea
mimics in the
slug.
process.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Those are really
But
cute.
if Fontainians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids.
Oceanids. I hate that.
Of
That's
course,
the worst
the
pronunciation
Hydro
ever.
Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race.
That was so cool. What the heck?
Thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
Horrible pronunciation for it. It's Oceanids.
We were all
Ocean
Oceanids
is
before
in
we
the
turned into
name.
human beings?
That means when
That's
Fontaine
way
was
too
flooded
much
because,
information
you know,
for
the
me.
prophecy.
I think I'm just going to
that
pretend
all
I
the
never
other
heard a
lands were
single
temporarily
thing.
flooded. Oh yeah?
Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro
Ocean
Archon
is.
be
Yeah,
sentenced
that's my
to death.
preference.
After all, her only sin
Of
was
course,
creating
it's just
us.
pronunciation. It's not that
This
important.
really might be too much information for your regular Fontainian, but it does answer a lot of our questions.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct. A key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids.
English, am I right?
They
Yeah,
have
you
not
are.
been
English
dissolved,
do be like
which
that.
implies that the water depicted in this slate is not
He threw a
water
slug
from the
on Twitch
primordial
if anyone
sea.
was curious.
The nation of Fontaine is the nation
mean
of
on
Hydro,
Discord?
as well as the nation of trials and justice.
Yeah,
Instead
that would
of
be
being the
bad,
literal
Matt, if it
element,
flooded and
the
everything
water
else
in the
got
sea
flooded.
symbolizes judgment
Would
and
die trying to
justice.
pet, yeah.
You may
Same,
also
they're very
recall
cute.
Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others.
They're
who
fake
intended
French,
to
that's the
hold a
correct
trial to
pronunciation.
determine her fate. Therefore, the meaning of the third slate is that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice. Yes, it refers to our present situation.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophecy, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold. So
The
now,
picture
it
viewpoint
seems
up there that you didn't
we're
get?
the
Wait, what do you
ones
mean?
making sure it comes true.
What?
What should we do?
Huh. No matter
She's
what,
really pretty,
the
Leafy,
prophecy
right?
will be fulfilled.
So is Clorind.
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will also be fulfilled soon?
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions. About the fourth slate, you probably thought
You are
that the
in
eruption of
lesbians with them.
primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the
Off with
surest
their head
sign
just
that
like
the
the French.
prophecy
Oh,
was about
jeez,
to
yeah,
come to
this is a
pass,
French
yes?
Revolution, isn't it?
However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact be
Off with
a
their head
small
just like
warning of
Finch.
something far worse to
You're
come.
next.
As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
Time repeats itself, yeah.
This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of the disaster.
You're from the old internet. Blocked words are just an invitation for creativity. You love Nouvelette? Yeah, me too. I'm so pumped that I got... Oh, Matt, I don't know if you were there for the gambling stream. I got Nouvelette and Kazuha. And a third 5-star, all in the same stream. Anyway. And I did it all with under 150 wishes. Who's the third? Amos Bow. On an account with no bow users that I use frequently. Finch, you would never... Well, I'm glad you wouldn't cut off Finch's head. Thank you.
It was both dream and reality.
Now I need to get Nuvi's weapon. I'm just gonna keep him on. What's it called?
Culprit. That could only be that thing inside the primordial sea.
Yeah, prototype Amber, because it's too much effort to try to get a 5-star weapon.
Truth, the
He needs his
original
weapon.
sin,
I don't know if
the
he
trial,
needs it.
And the root cause of the disaster.
If Finch's head was removed, you could finally see eye to eye when they're... Oh, come on! You calling me short again? He need... Okay, chat, do you think Nouvelette really needs his weapon that much? I know, but still. You could just be really short. I mean, not to make this about that, but you are half Japanese. That happens. You're pretty short. You do good damage with it, but I don't know if it's worth it. Also, this is so sick. Everybody shut up for a second. What the heck? Power Ranger, go! Oh, jeez. And for don't call him tortellini, the tartar sauce. Oh gosh. What? Did he just fall back to the abyss?
That was way too close! How did that thing just burst into the opera house? Wait, was that...
He could have taken Paimon with him.
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here. That whale
What
does not
in the
belong to
world?
Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while.
Me.
It has been greedily
It's me
consuming
for
the
real.
energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea levels. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontainians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontainians nigh impossible to resist.
That's a vampire whale?
Therefore,
What?
when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontainians.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case,
You didn't do anything,
won't it come
Navia.
back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner.
Look at Chlorine.
From the way he looked,
She's so
he must
pretty.
have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't Anyway, now that we know
The
that this
perfect
whale
view
is
in
the
this
actual
game.
cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do
The
to
best
stop
boss
the
music,
prophecy
yeah?
would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
It is too late. It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically
You love the whale
integrated with the
boss's
sea
music? Oh, yeah?
itself.
Oh, do I have to fight a
Even
boss?
if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
That's not something
2 for
I
1
will
special,
accept.
flush both the children.
We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some
Call
impossible
Klee and
foe.
nuke the boss.
That's just not
Leafy,
fair.
for reference, there's a little girl
Indeed.
who's like
That's not
8,
how a grand
and her name is
performance should
Klee,
end.
and she's a
I'll fight
terrorist
it
who
to the
makes
end.
bombs for
No
fun.
matter what.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
What's Farina doing right now? Sitting in her chair crying, probably. Shown me, Klee? Yeah, I think I have.
Prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
The Terror Toddler? That's a great name for her. Yeah, she's just sitting in her chair crying. Classic.
Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods. Could things be happening
Good
in
thing all
hidden
my new bombs are
corners
waterproof.
where the god's gaze does
If you'd
not
like, I
fall?
can help farm for artifacts for you. That would be really helpful, honestly. I would really
Ultimately,
appreciate it. I
fate
did
shall
some
serve
artifact
as your
farming for
only
the Mara
guide,
Chase Hunter.
no matter what will happen in Tevat's future.
And I got nothing of use. We'll probably do some artifact stuff soon.
What's happening with the oratories?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Yeah, that's a good point. M4, give her a break. Oh no. The machine is gonna murder her. Who touched the thing? Yeah. Oh, jeez.
No, I still need answers.
Oh, this is sad. Hey, yo. I'm so lost. Feet?
Don't be weird.
It's feet. Well, I don't know what else to say. What is that outfit?
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
Farina.
You are
is
not
really
Farina.
funny.
Who are you?
You like it?
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question,
She looks
I
like
am
Elsa.
Focalor. You know, the god.
Her voice is gorgeous, though.
Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness,
Her voice is
no.
so pretty.
But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles.
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe. Now does it? She knew
The camera
full
and him
well
do
that
what
the
he was doing.
prophecy
Yeah,
would surely come to
unfortunately.
pass. And
Guillotine
as one
Gobert.
of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long
Her
time
dress is
mulling
very
it
Elsa
over,
vibes.
alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally
Queen of
realized
the.
there was only one possible
You
solution
would?
to
Yeah.
this
Oh, jeez, no.
confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me
Fosler is
quite
so
a
pretty. I
colossal
agree. She's
mess
really
to
pretty.
clean up. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
He has such pretty eyes.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human.
He's also not asymmetrical. His
And
blue
I still
antenna
do,
confuse and amuse you.
even now.
I think his antenna are super funky
In my
too.
eyes, to be human
You-
is to be part of the greatest opera
You think
ever
Fosler is
known.
prettier than Farina? I think
After
they look too
becoming
similar
a
for me to
god, I
care that
separated
much.
my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind.
This is an awesome foil
I
for
named
Scaramouche. That's
Farina.
true.
She could feel joy,
You people are
sorrow,
Sims.
and everything
Not for
in
Fosler.
between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But
You
in
simp
my
pretty men,
eyes,
fair.
Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always
Oh, this
wanted
is
to
sad.
be. Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles.
I'm so sorry. That caught me off guard so bad. Of the freaking, she was perfect in every way. I loved her. So I cursed her. I like
The
pulling
Hydro
hot man. Oh
Archon
gosh, it is still
alone,
my signature. It
weeping
won't change
on her
until it
throne.
changes, you know.
In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled,
I'm sure the
I
Wheel of
invited
Punishment will
Farina
return
to be an
again.
actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass.
Couldn't find
I
happiness or
suppose now you
pants.
probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Farina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years.
You
And all
crown sweet
along,
of thorns. It's so funny
she's
that
been
Finch said
playing her
that.
part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
Jeez, this is intense. Let me climb. Gosh dang it. Actually, wait a second. I'm gonna. Oh, I can't switch characters. Dang it. I was gonna switch to Nouvellette and stand right here and take a picture. I think it would be really funny. Oh my gosh, the freaking chicken.
Who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my august self, but
August?
I must ask you to
That
keep
word
to
is
the rules.
August.
All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no
The attack
need
on
to state
instinct.
your name.
Absolutely.
Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my performance. Oh, do not jest. Can you not feel it?
Oh, this is her inner
am
thoughts. That's so sad.
The eyes of countless Fontainians are upon me. I must, at all times, display the utmost elegance and nobility.
This is so sad. You make the scream 30 times more depressing, but you will not. Thanks, I guess. Pay attention to her hair and outfit in this bit. Okay.
Dear audience,
Oh.
the performance
to fight?
is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not.
It's about time.
We shall resolve it soon enough.
Torn to oblivion.
Be gone.
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards?
Ouch, my
Guards!
Sharing my knowledge.
Illusion shattered.
Just leave her alone.
Be gone, thought. Oh, now we're the audience. Well, thanks, Mecha, I suppose. Before a mirror, Farina. Oh, what the? It's me, I'm Farina. I wonder how far I could go before the game would stop me. Is it worth doing talk cutscenes again? Probably not. Who would I plan to pull for next? I really want to build a cryo team. I really want to have like Shinha and Ayaka or maybe Raisley. So whichever one of the cryo mains come out first is probably the answer to that question.
Farina.
The design on the bottom of her shoes is
Who's
cute.
that?
Do you think so?
Who's calling me?
Oh, her little baby voice.
Where are you?
That's so sad.
Be not nervous.
Yeah,
Be
people like
not
that. Oh, I
afraid.
have Kazuha, so I don't need to pull for
I am
Kazuha.
before you.
Wait a moment. You're mirror me?
You think Cryo's the least fun?
How can this be?
Less fun than Geo?
Mirror you, huh? You know what? That's not bad. Let's go with that.
Mirror me. What do you wish to say?
You think
The prophecy.
Raisley's probably next?
Have you heard of it?
The under outfit is
prophecy?
navy now, where before it was white. Oh, I didn't even
Wait.
notice.
I know. I don't know why, but it's in my head somehow.
Really? You guys think Geo's
Will
more
all
fun?
be
That's so weird.
dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Yeah, good eye, Leafy.
Oh, very good.
Buckets.
You know it well.
That was perfect. No one can prove otherwise.
Going on? I can't seem to
Didn't see anything.
anything clearly. The only thing I know for sure is this prophecy. Will it really come to pass?
You could yap about that so much, but you should pay
Yes,
attention to the Archon
it
quest. I
will.
will.
And that is why I've come to you. Disaster will come to Fontaine sooner or later. Things will develop just as the prophecy declared. There is no escaping it.
Her voice is so attractive. It's so pretty.
Doesn't that mean everyone will die? I'm a Fontainian just like them. Will I dissolve too?
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world precisely to give people a chance to turn things around. It is the reason why you met me today. I will tell you how to save everyone, but you may have to suffer somewhat.
I'm seeing some real, like, Jesus Christ parallels.
So there's still hope after all. Goodness, you frightened me. You spoke so much and with so much certainty. As for
Also, hope everybody had a happy Easter.
well,
It just occurred to me.
I will admit that the first thing that came to mind was, why do I have to be the one to suffer?
I've seen that
But
play. It's not
if the
bad.
prophecy will come true, I'll also die anyway, right?
What's Easter? What?
So, if I've already met you as my magical meeting in this world, if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side, and my pain on the other, is it not obvious where the scales should
Holy
tilt?
crap, Farina, that's a really sad line.
You truly are the perfect human. My ideal. I suppose
guys are
this would also
ridiculous.
be the justice that belongs to you.
Huh?
Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to play a role. That of the new Archon.
Play as a god?
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. You must never let anyone suspect your identity. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy.
Farina sounds so small and fragile in the
Should
scene.
your
Yeah, for real.
identity be revealed, then all hope will be lost.
But how will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You simply need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Being a human yourself, I'm sure you already know what such an entity would be like. Remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing divinity, but contending against humanity.
I'm still not sure I understand, but I'll try. I'll try to do this. So, how long am I going to have to play this role?
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many, many
Oh,
years.
this is sad.
You will endure and not grow old until your task ends. But I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will be saved.
A trial, huh? How exciting. I'll be looking forward to it.
Man, how long are these cutscenes? She's never done jury duty. Yeah, how exciting. A trial. Pretty long. Yeah, we've been doing it for almost an hour and a half. Let me walk, game. Let me walk.
Zigzagging slows your pace.
Yeah, but it's more fun.
The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession, but this is my first time facing the people. What should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
So we're watching her
and
first trial.
welcome to the Opera Epiclese. I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the role of Hydro Archon. Indeed, I am, for in truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be my honor to guide you all. As the god Focalor, the god of justice, I shall do all within my power to lead you into an age of fairness and justice. Once again, thank
Different
you
points
all
in
for
time.
coming.
Yeah, I think it is different points
If
in
you
time.
should have any questions or suggestions, please send them to the Maison Cardinalise. The future of Fontaine will require us to work together, after all. This should do it. I thought I might stammer, but thankfully, I was able to convey my thoughts just fine. Okay, and next.
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between her and an ordinary person, then?
You're not sure you did the weird mullet? Yeah,
If you
me
ask
either.
me,
I don't like it.
Perhaps the succession didn't actually happen. She might just be a Maison-backed puppet.
Wait, what's going on? Why is everyone suspecting me of being a fake? Oh, this is bad. If I get exposed here, there'll be no saving the people from the prophecy. Right. Myrmi said that I just need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Calm down, Furina. Think. What do the people want? How would they imagine a god to speak and act? Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel all doubt. That is the character I'm fated to play. Oh, very good, my people. Only ones such as you are deserving of my rule. Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this
This switch
opera
is
house.
so quick, you're
Would
right.
the children of Fontaine
That's
follow
wild.
them? Well, it seems that you would all see right through them. Having passed my test, you are qualified to witness wondrous trials alongside my august self, here in this opera house.
I wish I was a better actor.
You may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. I thought it was a debut that suited the atmosphere. Now then, let us be reintroduced.
She had to act like that for 500 plus
So
years.
that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
Personality. It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful. Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you,
Respected and
keep
impressive.
faith
Okay,
in
cool.
your ardor for
Interesting.
justice.
I wonder if that has the
We
same
have
root
heard it
as the word
said that this
August.
nation's sins
Like
can no
Augustus,
longer be washed
right?
away.
August. I wonder.
I say that justice is most fragrant when it blooms amid sin. The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the
To play
hands
act
of
as
its
someone must have
God.
been torture
On
for
one
that long.
side,
Yeah,
it
facts.
must carry fairness and justice.
Plus, her brain's not different than a human brain, so wouldn't she have gone insane like 400 years ago?
May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us
Also
light
fitting
the
for the Leo
fires and
horoscope.
drink to
Interesting.
the future of Fontaine. There is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve. All that is needed
Her
is for
gloves
you,
bother me.
my
I hate the
people,
half
to
gloves
believe
that
in
people
it,
have in this
heart
game.
and soul.
The gloveless
So long as
fingers.
I, the Archon Focalor, therefore stand within the opera epiclese. So long as I stand before the oratrice, I shall even judge the gods of this world!
Wish they were full gloves. Me too. Let's hope this only takes 15 minutes. Yeah, I hope so. We've been here for so long. Yeah, I don't think it will either. Oh my gosh. For like 5 streams in a row, I've wanted to be done with Fontaine. Why is it so long? And I don't want to speed run through this because then I'd miss a lot of cool stuff. But also... mixed textile would be a neat glove. I agree. The weird finger thing is not great. It's pretty long and I get a big fight directly after. You know what? I really want to skip this. I really want to blast through at light speed and do the fight. Because if I leave here, I'm going to have to do all the stuff that we did tonight again. And I don't want to do that. I know, but like... either way, this is where we're going to end for the night probably. Because it's a little stopping point. So that's what we'll do. I don't hate the game, I promise. It takes too long. I love this game. I love playing this game. It won't let me play the game. That's the problem. I wish it would let me play the game. Come to think of it, do you have anything important tomorrow morning, like classes?
Tomorrow's Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah.
So no.
On we go.
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports, as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Come now, was I not just at the Opera House Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking forward to.
I'm gonna, as fast as I can read them,
I may be so impertinent. What kind of trial are you truly?
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial. A trial to end all things.
That's true, I fear I lack the ability to grasp your divine thought.
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now to...
As soon as I see a comma or a period, move on. Fair enough. You ever heard of the word sleep before? You've just watched streams and videos on it? Oh, geez. Well, I need sleep.
I don't know what to say.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your... oh, all right. Deuteria, is it?
He's doing much better now. In fact, he is far more of an ardent believer than I.
Oh, good. Very good. If the...
You're such a gentle and wise God.
You get 8 hours of sleep, you're more tired than me. You get like 3. Oh, yeah? That's ridiculous. You think that's the order I should pull in? I could see that.
Lady Farina, here are the latest hydrological reports. As for...
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, all manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will...
well, as I understand it, the Fontaine Research Institute is also trying to...
Really?
I'm afraid that they haven't...
Oh, is that so? Well...
Matt, I swear.
Just a little better.
I haven't had a moment to breathe this whole... But it's good to see that everything's getting on... Maybe this is fine. Alright.
So this was taking her through a single day. Mad attack.
Lady Farina, here are the new trial reports for the latest cases as...
There'll be no need for that.
Lady Farina, I've...
Indeed, my dear, loyal
Lady Farina, we're detecting significant hydrological...
Understood. Keep monitoring.
That's what you think?
Don't think I just don't know when these days will end. I feel utterly exhausted.
When her line art disappears where her legs touch when she crosses them bothers you? Her lines disappear? What? I'll have to look. That's weird. Her legs just fuse together. Best way to solve a flood, make a tall tower. Yeah. I don't know if it'll show me the leg cross again.
It will.
It will? Okay, good. Oh no, these are the amount of days that have passed. That's so messed up.
Lady Farina, it's
Oh, like right
dream
here?
being
That
able
is
to
odd.
speak with you up close. I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was...
Oh, what
What
the heck?
a fine family yours is indeed. It brings me great...
Oh,
Surely you're
her legs are
exaggerating,
clipping
Lady
together.
What is it, good citizen?
Are you crying?
Thought Division 0.
Really now?
This is
didn't
literally
even
so
notice.
sad.
This must be the overflow
Matt, that's a
of
quote
hydro
from
from
something,
my
isn't it?
person.
Isn't that a quote from a Shakespeare play?
Well, can't quite help being the god.
No wonder. No wonder. A manifestation.
So interminable.
This is so sad.
Hundreds of years must have passed by now. I never imagined that it would have reached my limit. I want to tell someone, anyone. I have conducted so many investigations across. All I can do is keep heart. I must maintain this act.
This is very sad. Holy crap.
Farina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone, although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone. Your people are more
Hey,
than
it's
willing
me.
to share your burden with you.
Wait, have we just been
Share
watching her
my burden.
500 years of daily work?
That's impossible.
Trauma makes the
It was
best character,
stated right
apparently.
from the start that this would be my...
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, just share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness? Yes, I've heard that you can... And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show... If that... She's right. I could confide in her, couldn't I? But if things don't play
The
out as
Naruto 1,000 Years of Pain had made it emotional. Oh no.
Fontaine will be the ones to pay the price. No, Farina. You shouldn't be selfish. But what if... Farina, you've worked so hard for so
Oh, this is so
long.
sad.
Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find if you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, it might never come by again. Think about it. Long and hard.
This is the only emotional scene that actually makes you sad? Oh, jeez.
No,
Sorry to hear
I
that.
have nothing to say. I am Farina. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance
Big
until
stab in
the
the heart.
curtains fall.
I don't know if I agree with you, Fusion. I've done a lot of acting. I've been in theater for about 10 years. I don't think it's...
Fine.
This is definitely the case for some people, what you're quoting. I don't feel that way, personally. I love acting. It puts me in the feelings of other people in a good way. Designs the top of her hat change too, metal parts. Really? The filigree changes? I
So
never could
even
have noticed
Farina
that. You're
doesn't
much
know the
sharper than
truth?
I am.
You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even, it seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
Yeah.
I believe that I
You have
understand
the
how your deception
artism.
works. But that is only half the truth. How would you build on this foundation to save the...
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Eudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue.
You're stealing that? Yeah.
I'm sure you've
The dance? There's a
long sensed
dance?
that the Oratrice is no...
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the... It
There's a
now seems
dance?
that that person was you. Hidden within the machine...
And then I
Dance,
became
magic
one with the
dance.
Oratrice, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would seem so. Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no
Yeah,
enactor
elaborate.
of justice.
I think Finch and I have watched that
It
together.
is, in fact, a device created to kill the...
Beg your pardon?
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed.
This is crazy.
I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose?
I beg your pardon, you
while
have it,
Farina
Isabella.
suffered?
Agreed.
My work over these last 500 years has been to
Whatever
constantly
Barbara
accumulate
does.
indemnitium within the Oratrice. But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to... The vast majority has been, had to be.
It was all a part of your plan then?
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia, had it only been used for that purpose. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne.
Must run
shaking
away.
the rules
All right.
established
See you,
by
Leafy. Thank you so much for
Celestia.
joining us.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor. The destruction of that divine throne.
Returning what's rightfully yours. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro
that's
Archon
cool.
to...
But...
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign.
Ship.
All you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked.
Farina is their daughter? Wait, what?
Not in canon. That's a headcanon.
Oh, not in canon. Do you have to ruin the moment all the time? What do you mean? Shipping them isn't ruining the moment at all.
Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontainians as... In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people... At this point, we, whether it be myself or all Eudex Nervillet, the highest judge in our land.
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Eudex, I see now that that was at last. I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside you are a devious one, Focalor. Things being as they are, Surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
This is so sad.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Nervalette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Jeez.
Eudex Nervalette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
Crap.
Oh.
Holy crap.
What just happened? Has the death sentence been carried out?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection?
Super Saiyan
I have a
Ultra,
feeling
jeez.
that something huge just happened.
But since we're all
I wish
still
there was a place
alive
to
and
pause
haven't
here
been
too. This would be a
dissolved,
perfect
I assume
stopping
whatever
point.
happened was good for us.
It's
I'm gonna
time
try
to end
move
this.
through this quickly
We
without
must
freaking
mete
out that I
out
just saw
punishment
that.
to... I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, we should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I root the root of the calamities befalling Fontaine.
The
Come
all-devouring
with me,
narwhal? That's what that
The
is?
hour of...
Reject God, become human. Detroit becoming Archon. Alright, here we freaking go. It's whale fighting time, nerds. I haven't had a fight on stream in ages.
But how are we going to do that? It's huge!
I've already done my best to separate the power of the Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source. Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient power. I shall look for an opening together.
By the way.
I can feel its sorrow.
Bonk, 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 bonk. Bonk.
escape.
Rain
Bonk.
outlines your fate.
Oh, it's raining hell.
Inazuma shines eternal.
Be gone!
Shine down.
Black hole.
All-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. Chance will present itself.
It's a shame I don't main an archer. That would make this fight a little easier, it feels like. This is so cool. Dislike. Nope. Thumbs down. Bruh. This music is so good.
Shine down. Grow, grow, grow.
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment.
Skirk time. What does that mean? The music is so good, though. Yo, where's Child at, though? Who is this hot lady? What the heck? What the f-
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but oh well.
Who the f- what?
It was just supposed to be a short private training
She's
session for
fine.
me.
Anyways.
I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they—
That power. Who are you exactly?
Hyman has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the last.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak.
She's so pretty.
But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the— so you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All
I'm
in
so
all,
confused.
it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk? I think you might have missed the point.
The point being?
Well,
Also, new hottest character in the game just dropped.
so what sort of person is your master?
Look at her space
well,
legs.
Child's master's master. Wait, is that right?
Oh, right.
She has
So you
narwhal
don't-
shoes. Look, she has spikes on her feet.
Sorry, I assumed you did. His name is Sertologi.
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Huh. So Master is insufficiently famous. How should I describe him?
Mommy, sorry, mommy.
Have you heard of the name The Fowl?
This character's voice actor is the VTuber Monarch?
Still
No way.
nothing? Well, how about The Visionary?
Ooh, that one we've heard. Rhyme Doctor's part of the Hexen Circle.
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, but I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar—
Wait, didn't you also mention a visionary person?
That's interesting.
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to die. As such, the Fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
She did do a great job with voice acting.
Not to worry. Focalor has already managed to
Also, that was the
In the
easiest
end,
boss fight with
the
the
people
coolest
will
music
all be
ever.
dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne.
She could probably delete me. Yeah, probably. She looks like a Star Rail character. She does, yeah.
Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine
This isn't
be washed away.
So far. What's going on? Bird.
Hey! Help! Over here!
How'd they stop? That's not how boats work. How did they stop? What?
These are Fontaine boats.
Man, Fontaine boats have the sauce, I guess. What the heck? It can fly?
Emergency rescue.
Yeah, you're drowning and a giant metal claw just crushes you. The cool goose ship disappears? That's so lame. This is so cool. Those claws are not good rescue items. Now we turn to a giant robot and then give you your entire stock. Yeah, thanks. How is he swimming with his hat on? His hat? He used a fire vision. What does that even mean?
He used his vision to put a string on Paimon, and you're going to question his hat?
Yes. It was a fire string. Whatever the hell that means. How does he use fire to hold? Okay, we're not having this conversation. Vaporizing the water, yeah. This is really cool.
Are you alright? We're saved.
The prophecy was wrong.
That's really cool. Please, no more talking. Please, can we be done? You might ban Genshin until the next region? Really?
The Soul renewed. The Svina Divasula attacks post-disaster.
They deceived Celestia, and now I have more proof for the theory. Yeah! Celestia's not real.
Old soil can still give birth skyship winglet. But the various disputes that our people always call the first researcher map. Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those?
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh?
All right,
The
come
value
on.
for these big scoops lies in their Edwin's
Let me pause the game.
created a true and that's exactly why I'd like you to come conduct interviews with me. Oh, this time we'll
Please. Let me pause the game. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Ah! I haven't seen any of these icons for 3 days. Ah! Alright, team. Oh, what the? Why is that robot kind of thick, though? Anyway, we're gonna get the hell out of here. Thank you immensely from the bottom of my heart so much, everybody. You're the best. Tomorrow we're gonna finish up all the little side bits, and then I've got some probably pretty cool stuff coming soon. And tomorrow will be my last stream for a little bit because I'm going on a week-long vacation. But not to worry, many fun things are on their way. As always, I love you guys. Have a great night, and I will see you
But human
tomorrow.
life is like the dew at dawn.